Record. Oh wait, I don't have my notebook. Don't worry, I have my wine, just not my notebook.
The important things.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of let you share your story a little bit, maybe that would be cool, and then get into our topic.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Hey everyone. Thank you so much for having me on, Wit. This is so much fun. I love seeing everyone's faces. I'm in the gallery view, so I can see you all. Hey. My name is Lauren Kilisky, for those of you that don't know me. Me and Whitney met in Belize when we went on Amy Silverman's retreat, which was so much fun. Take me back to Belize.
I know. Can we plan another trip? I think we need
yes. No, that actually needs to happen. So let me know.
Note number one, Belize trip.
Yeah, and this time, oceanfront cabanas with oceanfront.
Through the yoga barracks.
That was like seriously a memory. Anyways, okay, so that's where I met Whitney. And Whitney is really good friends with my sponsor, Sarah Try. I don't know, maybe you guys have heard from Sarah Tribe before. Yeah, probably. So yeah, that's kind of how we met. Anyways, a little bit about my story. I might have a different story than some of you guys, but just so you have some background on where I started and where I came from. I met my coach on Instagram. She happened to make one of my recipes that I was blogging at the time. So she made my healthy chickpea blondie bars, and she commented on Instagram and was like, hey, I made your blondies. They were really delicious. And I was like, woo, someone made my recipe, and got all excited. And we became friends on Facebook. And I don't know, within a couple of months, I figured out she was involved in Shakeology. I had researched Shakeology before because I don't know if you're on Instagram, but there's always things that are trending. There's all these Instagram trends where products become really hot and popular. I don't know. Almost everything I order these days comes from, I heard about it on Instagram, I swear. And that's where I heard about Shakeology. I had researched Shakeology on my own when I saw it on Instagram, right? I was like, okay, Google Shakeology. And I go to the Shakeology website, and I look at it. I'm in college at the time, and I'm like, $130? Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. X out of the window. But I remembered it, and it was something that I wanted because people on my Instagram were talking about Shakeology. And so when I figured out Sarah Chai was involved in it, and she was posting about traveling, I reached out to her and was basically okay, I need to make a change. I was at a plateau in my own personal journey. I had lost 20 to 30 pounds on my own, but was kind of stuck with the last 10 to 15 pounds hanging on. And I reached out to Sarah. It made sense for me to sign up as a discount coach because my biggest thing was price objection. So I signed up with a challenge pack, which got me my at-home workout program, my Shakeology. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to sign up for the discount because that makes it a little bit more affordable in my budget. But seriously, you guys, I still didn't have it. Like I said, I was broke college student, no money for Shakeology. So I was added to Sarah Try's apprenticeship group. And although I was just a discount coach, she was just a baby diamond coach at the time. So I think everyone that got added to her team, it was whether you want it or not, here you go. Here's this training. Go do it. And I watched the training, but I didn't really comment or interact. So it got my wheels turning. And the more and more I learned, I was like, oh, well, I mean, I'm broke. If I could make a little bit of money, I'm already seeing results with this stuff. Why not? I was already sharing my journey on Instagram, and it was about 3 months into my journey that I decided to kind of give this a go and see what I could do with it. So March of 2013, I signed up in January 2013. March of 2013 is when I really started working the business, but even still, it was really just a hobby. It was something I did on the side while I was in college. I hit Success Club in March and in April, and at that point, Sarah Try reached out to me and was like, well, you should probably think about coming to Summit. If this business is something you want to learn more about, Summit is this amazing event that changed my life the first year that I went. And at the time I was like, okay, whatever Sarah Try does, I'll do. And I was I don't know, that was so far outside of my budget. I wasn't traveling at the time. Like I said, in college, I was I don't know how I'm going to get to Vegas, but somehow I made it happen. I was broke as a joke when I was in Vegas my first year at Summit, but that event single-handedly changed my life. And I like to share that, because like I know getting events is not easy, and I know it takes sacrifice, like whether you have a family or, you know, the budget of just getting to events. I know it can be hard, but it's so important, you guys, because although like team calls like this are awesome and you can feel the energy, there's nothing like the energy of an event, and you really have to experience it. So if you weren't at Summit, definitely get to your local Super Saturday, October 17th. And I don't know what other fun events you guys and your team might have coming up, but make it a priority to get to your team events, to get to Summit and all that good stuff, because it's definitely worth the investment in your business. I can say, without a doubt in my mind, if I had not gone to Summit my first year as a coach, I would not be where I am today. And I want to dive into our topic really. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of just fast forward through my story a little bit and tell you where I am today. So Summit lit my soul on fire, right? I was like, this is my passion. This is my dream. This is what I want to make happen. I decided then that I was going to drop out of school and I was going to go all in with my business. So I am a college dropout turned girl boss. And, at first that was really scary, but now I'm super proud of it because it worked out really well. And I'm not in a lot of debt because I decided to stop doing that. And I've since paid off all my debt thanks to Beachbody. I am a 5-star diamond coach, a Success Club 5 legend, and earning well over 6 figures a year in this business. So you guys stick with it. My personal life has been a roller coaster through that whole entire process, but it has been so worth it. I absolutely love what I do as a coach, and this opportunity that we have to share with others is a life changer. Like, you know, we're changing lives with health and fitness, but you want to change lives beyond that. That's really when you get into the coaching opportunity, because now you can change people's lives physically and financially and really help them do big things for their family. So I love paying it forward and helping other coaches be successful with this and helping my team, helping other teams. So I'm really excited that Whitney asked me to talk about this topic because it is something that I have been working on over the last 2.5 years now. When I signed up, and we're going to be talking about getting coaches started right. There we go. But when I was a new coach, like there was no getting started right process. There was no welcome email. There was that 6-week apprenticeship training that Sarah did. And that was like before Coach Basics was launched and all that good stuff. She was like doing her own thing because she's a badass. And yeah, so like I didn't have any of this. So I just want you to know you can do it without any of this 100%. But I think it is our job and our responsibility as coaches to make it easier and easier for the generations that come after us. To help your entire team be stronger, you need to eliminate some of the growing pains. And I definitely had my fair share of growing pains in this business. You know, I've really learned by failing forward and trial and error. So don't think like, oh, well, this is the only way to do it. This is just the process that I have adopted to help my team eliminate some of the growing pains and get started on the right foot. So, you know, I want you to think about when you signed up as a new coach. And feel free to interact with me, you guys, in this chat box. Like if you've got questions or you want me to slow down, go type in that chat box and I'll pay attention to it. But when you signed up as a new coach, you probably had a ton of excitement, right? You were super excited about this new journey, this new opportunity that you were embarking on. And I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. It's like these bubbly feelings inside of you. Even though I had no intention of really working the business, like I was just like, I knew something good was going to come from this. I knew my life was going to change. And my goal at the time was really just to get healthy, right? And I was just so excited. But if you can take that excitement that your new coaches have and capture it and kind of bottle it up, it sets your coaches up for success. So that's why the GSR process is so important. I don't have a whole lot of like fancy systems when it comes to training my team or diamond push groups or emerald push groups. Like that stuff to me, like I'm really simple. But I do think the GSR process is really important because of that excitement that we've got at the beginning. And it really can create a lot of momentum for your coaches. So I'm going to share with you kind of what I do to get my coaches started right. But really the goal of my GSR process is to help my coaches start their new business with confidence, to be confident in what they're doing as a coach and to simplify the system. Okay, well, when we signed up as new coach, was anyone else overwhelmed? Like emails from everybody, emails from this, emails from that. Like, okay, now I'm in 20 different groups. I've got notifications here. I got notifications there. Oh my gosh, I can never get that little red number to go away. Oh, people are messaging me. Like, what is going on? Like, it's literally like this whirlwind. I was never in Facebook groups really before Beachbody, and that whole thing alone was just like, woo. So I really want to simplify the system so that we can eliminate some of that overwhelm. I think that you're going to feel that no matter what, because it's just like the unknown kind of gets you feeling that way. But I like to give my coaches steps that they can follow from day one so that they know that they're making progress in their business. Because I have a lot of people that come in at this point and they're ready to run. They're ready to do something and they want to know what to do. Okay. I will definitely address the GSR process of discount coaches as well, because they're important and they have value to your business. Okay. So my GSR process really starts when the coach is signing up. Okay. So right when your coach signs up, you are teaching them. Okay. Because you're setting the example for how they're going to enroll coaches. Your coach is going to do what you do with them, most likely. I mean, that's just how I learned too. Like Sarah Chai did it, I did it too. And that's why you really want to walk them through it step by step. So once we've gone through the whole conversation process of figuring out what challenge pack they're going to sign up for, that's where it starts. I'm like, okay, I just emailed you everything to get started. Like I send them I just emailed you everything. Let me know if you got that email. How many times do we send out coach enrollments and then they just sit in that sent tab forever? And we have no idea if we're like, okay, I'm going to send it. Let me know if you got it. And I get confirmation that they got the email, they saw the email, and it didn't end up in the spam box. I didn't misspell or type the email address in incorrectly or whatnot. Okay. So then they're like, yes, I got the email. I'm like, great. That email has everything in it you need to get started. Go ahead and fill that out. And when you're done, let me know. I'm going to send you the new coach welcome email and add you to our team page as soon as you finish the enrollment process. So I give them some sort of incentive to finish the application. Okay. So I want them to as soon as I send the application, I don't want it sitting there. I want them to finish it and fill it out and join the team and get moving to the next step, you guys, because it's really about capturing that excitement and having it propel them through the entire GSR process. Okay. So then they've messaged me back and they've confirmed that they filled out the application. Like, okay, I did everything. I'm all signed up, right? That's the email I get. Or maybe they screenshot me like the welcome new Beachbody coach thing or whatever. And I'm like, yay, awesome, happy dance, woo, new coach. And then immediately I am like, send them out the new coach welcome email, okay? Forget about introducing them to the team page, send them a new coach welcome email. And I'm happy to share. I'll send you the links to all of my stuff, Whitney, and you can see my new coach welcome email. I'm not gonna take the time. Actually, hold on. It might be beneficial to just look at it. And I'll send this to you so you guys don't have to write it down or anything. I'll share my screen really quick. Okay, so this is my new coach welcome email. I had a new coach welcome email that was miles long. It had all this information in it. It was super long. I looked really detailed. And Whitney, you might recognize this. I got it from Amy Silverman and I made it my own, kind of. But Amy Silverman obviously knows what's up, right? So anything Amy Silverman doesn't really need to be changed a whole lot. So that's where I got this. And it links them. It's just really simple. It's going to be hard work, but I know you can do it. Let's get started. Linked is the new coach checklist. This has all the trainings on it that you need to get started. I suggest that you check them off as you do them. These trainings will give you the business basics and help you set up your personal websites and give you some of the basic training on how to be successful using the 3 vital behaviors. When you complete this checklist, you and I will have our getting started right call where we will discuss the training, your goals, and we can get to know each other better. And in here, this is the template that I give to my team, but in here, I insert my Acuity scheduler so that they can set up a call with me. So I don't know how you're setting up your calls. You might not be using Acuity yet, which is totally fine. Until you have more than 2 or 3 calls a week, I don't really think you need Acuity, but give them instructions on how to set up the getting started right call, basically. Okay. So really short and sweet, welcome email. Okay. Because I want to make sure they read it. I want to make sure they open it and they don't get overwhelmed. Remember? Okay. And so then they're going to the new coach checklist. Oh, wait, hold on one second. Let me just make sure I'm staying on track with where I have the biggest like scatterbrain. So I have to give myself notes. Okay. So yeah, send over the welcome email. And then we go over here. I'm going to show you guys the new coach checklist, which is linked in that email. Okay. So here's the new coach checklist. First thing, document from Janelle Summers, kind of just she goes over like what it takes. Then I'm reminding them first thing about our team call. So you'd put in here, we've got our team call Wednesdays at 6 p.m., whatever. And then the national wake up call. So I want them to put those things on their calendars right away and know that it's important to plug into the team, because getting on this type of stuff, you guys, exactly like what you're doing, this is what's going to help you be successful and eliminate those growing pains, is learning from other coaches and seeing what works for you and what doesn't. This process may not work for you at all, and I'm not offended at all if it doesn't. So this is just what I do. Okay, so then number 2, getting started right. Block out an hour of time to watch this Getting Started Right webinar from the founder, Lauren Kilisky. Okay, so we open this. Whoa. And it's a new coach Getting Started Right webinar that I've created. It's an hour and 20 minutes. I need to make it shorter. I can even send you my slides from this too, but I'm not going to like play it for you, but you get what I'm saying. It takes them through everything that you would typically go over on a GSR call. Like, okay, what I felt like was happening was my GSR calls were getting really stale. They were getting really dry. I was spending all this time repeating to people the 3 vital behaviors and like, you need to post on social media, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, instead of repeating myself over and over and over again about the same basic things that we tell every new coach to do, I created a tool for myself and for my team that they could use to get their new coaches started right. What I love about the Getting Started Right webinar is instead of my GSR calls being me talking and going blah, 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 I get to listen. I get to know the person and ask them questions and learn about their goals and their family. I get to learn their story, and I get to help them tie their story into how they're going to grow their business, how they're going to connect with people, how they're going to build their brand. So the call is much more focused on them versus training. And the really cool thing is they already know about Success Club because they watched that Getting Started Right webinar. I go over Success Club. I go over Success Starters. I go over Emerald. I go over signing up your spouse. I go over what's active, what's like 90 PV on HD, like all this stuff that we say over and over and over again. I go over it. And what I found is on my GSR calls, instead of answering, I'm trying to think of like what's some common questions, like what do I post on social media? I don't know. They're asking me, so where should I place my spouse? So tell me more about my spouse placement. And I'm like, whoa, like my coach is asking me that, like right on the GSR call. It's really cool. Cause I tell them in this thing, in my webinar, I'm like, I'm going to throw a lot of information at you really quick. Okay. Cause in that hour and 20 minutes, I go over a lot. Okay. I'm sure you guys can tell I talk pretty fast. So I cover a lot in an hour and 20 minutes. And I'm like, hey, take notes and write down questions. And I'm happy to explain this stuff in detail when we have our GSR call. And so yeah, they come ready with their questions on the GSR call. But I really, really, really love the Getting Started Right webinar, not just for my coaches, but I felt like there was some gaps in my downline in certain areas. Places where maybe the sponsor wasn't working as much. And I wanted to make sure that like builders that were deep down in my downline, not necessarily sponsored by me or even one of my coaches, they weren't getting lost. And so this gives me a way to touch everyone in my downline with the GSR webinar and make sure that we all start out with the same foundation, and then we can just customize that foundation towards their goals. Okay, let me go back to the share screen really quick. Okay, so they've watched the webinar. And then the second thing they do is they order their personal development book. I'm having all of my new coaches read You're a Badass. Why? For so long I was having coaches do GoPro. I was having coaches do Compound Effect. And while those are great books for this business, they're very dry. And I was like, I need to help people fall in love with personal development because that is so key to this business, right? Like we all know personal development is the secret sauce and it says it right there. I'm like, this is the secret to this business. personal development. So give them a book they're going to fall in love with. What is your favorite personal development book? What is the book that just rocked your world? Give them that book. It doesn't need to be GoPro or Compound Effect as the first book that they read. Okay. You can read those at any point in your journey. You know how many books I've gone through at this point? So I want to help people fall in love initially. Establish your why. I include a video from Amy Silverman, really just digging deep into their why. You know, don't be afraid to use coaches or videos from other coaches. If there's a video out there where you know a top coach in the company explains something really well and it resonates with you, you don't have to redo it. Okay. It's okay to use other people's resources. Like in here, I've definitely made it my own. There's videos of me and whatnot, but just don't feel like you have to recreate everything if someone says it better than you. And Amy Silverman and Kevin do that with their why video, which is why I left it just the way it is. And then I have them go into their back office, start playing around there. I give them the instructions of how to navigate to these things, these links down here. That's what these instructions are doing. But in case they can't find them, I link all the things as well. I told them, I posted the links below in case you can't find them, but I want you to practice navigating the online office. Okay. And then when they're done with these things, they contact their sponsor and coach to let them know they're ready for the GSR call. So it's really quick and easy. Really the biggest thing is that GSR webinar that takes people a little while to get, that chunk of time to watch that. But, I make it pretty easy. I want them to have a sense of confidence. I want them to be able to check all those things off the list pretty quickly and get done with it so that they can move on to the next step. Okay, so that was kind of the new coach welcome email. Oh, there goes my crazy dog. Okay, so after I've sent them new coach welcome email, like I check in with them, make sure they got it. I direct them to the checklist, which I just went over with you, and then I add them to the team page. So I make sure that the welcome email goes out before we're introducing them to the team page, okay? So that they have direction before the notifications start popping off. And introducing them to the team page early on is definitely important in my eyes, but it doesn't have to be like, okay, 5 minutes, I have to introduce them to the team page right away. Like, whoo, deep breath. And just get them started with that email. And then I add them usually within 24 to 48 hours to the team page so that not everything is like all at once. Okay. I introduce them to the team page, even discount coaches, because I want to make everyone feel like part of the tribe. A lot of my discount coaches have become coaches that actively work the business. I mean, that's how I started. And a lot of my coaches have started that way. And that's been because they've been a part of the team page. And they had interaction with everyone. The seeds were planted by seeing other people's journeys, not just mine, but like, oh, wow, there's this entire team of really successful people. Why wouldn't I want to be one of them? And then they've ended up working the business. So I really try to make my discount coaches feel valued and welcomed, and just like they're part of they're all part of the team. Okay, so like often that's some of my team's questions are like, do I add my discount coaches? I'm like, yes, of course. Please always add your discount coaches to the team page. And then for my discount coaches, I do send them that welcome email. Okay. So that if the bug does bite them, they know where to go back and start. And I like tell them like, hey, like, I know this isn't what you want to do right now. I'm just sending this to you so that if you ever do decide to work the business, you know where to start. And then I offer them a GSR call based on their goals. Okay. So we get on the phone, we talk about them, we talk about their journey, because if you can help your discount coaches lose weight, fall in love with the products, have success with this, 9 times out of 10, they're going to end up working the business because they're going to fall in love with Beachbody, just like you have. It just takes people time. And to me, discount coaching is just like that baby step. Some people need it. They need to get their toes wet before they jump all in. So know that discount coaches have a lot of value in your business. I follow up with my new coach like 1 or 2 times to see how the checklist is going. So like if I haven't heard from them, like I'll follow up, be like, hey, how's the new checklist going? Have you had a chance to check out the new coach webinar yet? And after that, it's in their court to set up the GSR call with me. Okay. So I am by no means running and knocking down on people's doors to get on the phone with me and do their GSR call. You know, if you want my time, you got to earn it and you got to do the steps to earn my time, right? And I just sent you this new coach welcome email with this checklist that tells you how to get on a call with me. So I make sure that they have actually watched that webinar. I can't tell you, even since I've implemented this system, I get on GSR calls and I'll be like, so that new coach webinar, what, like, did you have any questions from it? And they'll be like, I didn't watch it. And I literally get off the phone with them right then. Because I'm like, hey, like totally fine. You know, I'm really loving about it. I'm totally fine. But like, there's no point of us talking until you've watched that so that, you know, we're on the same page. We got to be on the same page first. And they're usually like, oh yeah, I totally understand. Like, sorry, I didn't realize. And then we get off. So now before I even, like when they're scheduling their GSR call, like before I even get on the call, I message them. I'm like, hey, did you watch that new coach webinar yet? You did? Great. Okay, let's chat now. We can talk about your goals. We can talk about you. We can apply the business to you instead of talking about the business. Because I can't do the repeat stuff over and over and over again. I will send you the link. I'll send Whitney all of the links to all of my stuff after this call. I'll send it to the GSR webinar. I'll send you my slides, like whatever you want. You can use it all. Okay, and then we get on the GSR call. Like I said, it's a call really focused on their goals. I do provide a GSR outline for my coaches, like for my team, but I don't really use the outline very much. I've got an Acuity scheduler. So when you see my new coach welcome email, you can click on my Acuity scheduler and see like my intake form. I've got an intake form that is linked to my scheduler, which is like kind of like about me questions. And I really use those about me questions to guide my call, where I'm just talking about them and really digging deeper onto, you know, what kind of coach are you and how can I help you reach your goals? After they finish the GSR process, I plug them into a new coach boot camp. My new coach boot camp starts at the beginning of every month. I'm sure Whitney does something similar. And I really worked on condensing my coach training because I feel like we spend way too much time talking about training instead of just doing. Like that's where the magic happens, is in the trenches doing things, posting on social media, talking to people. It doesn't happen watching training videos. So although I do, you know, believe every coach needs a foundation, you don't need to know it all to get started. You just need to get started. So that's really where I focus, is helping my new coaches get started in the new coach boot camp. And then from there, they're kind of, you know, not on their own, but they could spread their wings and fly a little bit. I do a team call, but I'm really hands off. I don't like Emerald push groups. I don't like Diamond push groups, really. I focus on working with my coaches more on a one-on-one basis. I choose 5 coaches that I work with one-on-one at a time, and I focus on helping those coaches reach their goals. Once I've helped those coaches reach their goals, I move on to the next 5. That's just what's worked best for me and my team. But yeah, is there any questions about any of that stuff?
That was awesome. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to change my welcome process for sure. Mine's long. Like my welcome email is like your checklist.
Yeah, that was mine. It used to be.
Yeah. So I like that. And the webinar, Misty and I were just talking about this, and I was like, I'm glad that you mentioned that on the call, because I was like, well, the getting started, I feel like it's impersonal, and that's like where I get to start to meet people. But you're right, I don't get to meet them because I'm talking the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's awesome. But yeah, and Misty's working on that right now, so I'm excited to see what she comes up with. But I can't wait to watch yours.
Oh, it's really long. I don't know if you should watch it. It's probably
really long.
Misty, talk faster. Talk faster. That's my best advice.
Yeah, I talk pretty fast. I tend to talk fast and overheat.
Yeah. I try to figure out what to cut out of it, and I don't know, but like something needs to go because I need to make it under an hour, or I need to talk faster. I don't know.
Yeah. You have something? You unmuted.
Yeah, I just have a question about your 5 coaches that you pick. How do you pick those 5 coaches, and do you work with them for just a certain amount of time, or how do you do that?
I mean, how do I pick them? They're definitely proving themselves. So it's not necessarily like, most of them are hitting Success Club. So they're proving to me that they're having conversations and they're actively helping people. But it's basically just who I want to work with. I don't want to say there's like any, I mean, that's the beauty of this business is you get to choose. So Emerald coaches and above. So they have to have like unlocked their business center at least. So that like, that's like the foundation. My goal, like the new coach training, my goal is just to get people to Emerald. You got to get to Emerald. And then all you keep doing to get to Diamond is exactly what you did to get to Emerald, you know? And that's like, I keep it that simple for them because it's like Ruby, Diamond, what? No. You just get to Emerald. You help your coaches get to Emerald and you keep getting to Emerald over and over and over and over again and you're Diamond. Right? So, and that's kind of like how I explain it to them. I reverse engineer their goals. So I make a lot, like when I'm working with them one-on-one, I'm really talking with those 5 coaches. I'm talking like, hey, you know, what are your income goals? How much money do you need to be making a week to quit your job? Not like, do you want to be Diamond? When do you want to be Diamond? You know? So yeah, I think there's not, it's, if you read John Maxwell's 21 laws of leadership, do you know which book I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. It's the law of your inner circle. I think that's what it's called. And that's like what John Maxwell suggests you do is like work with a small group of 5. So that's where I got the idea from.
PD, more from the personal development, right?
Yeah.
Someone wrote something. Oh.
Yeah, I got that. I'm trying to think. I feel like I left something out.
No, I think that was really good stuff.
Okay, cool.
But thank you so much. That was good. I have like 3 pages of notes that I'm really excited to implement because I feel like, at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but like the getting started right call, I feel like is so important. And then I get on the phone with people and I feel like right out the gate, I'm already overwhelming them. So I've even cut mine back to just like, let's just start a challenge group. And like, you're just, you know, like you're just going to help 3 people this month. Like I've made it like so much smaller, but then I'm not pushing them hard enough. So this is really awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it gives you the ability to gauge because like I only push the ones that like not everyone makes it through the welcome steps, you know? Right. And like Misty, you're talking about who do I focus on? The coaches that are making it through the welcome steps and that are doing the things that you're asking are proving that they deserve your time. And so, you know, my coaches that sign up with intentions to work the business, but then maybe don't make it through the welcome steps, I do exactly what you're saying, Whit, where I just focus on making them a challenger and making them really pay it forward and just help people and plug them into my challenge groups or whatnot. So it allows me to know where to meet people, how I can help you.
Yeah, no, I dig it. I can't wait to, well, I can wait to make the webinar, but I can't wait to have my webinar done.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Once it's done, it's like, it's so nice. It's so okay. Well, I will send you everything so you can share with your team and you guys can look at it more in depth.
Perfect. Does anybody else have any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Unmute. It could be about anything. She's a badass. Nobody.
I just want to say you are a badass, Lauren.
Aw, thank you. I
love what you said about PD too, because I read Compound Effect when I first started this business, so I tell people to read Compound Effect, but it's like, you're so right. Personal development is the hardest vital behavior, I think, to get in the habit of. And yeah, give them the book that you fucking love. Don't give them like the driest book on the planet, you know? So yeah. Like I have stars next to that. Like that's
okay.
Nice. And like that's
my new coaches love it. Like they love it.
Fabulous. That book is fabulous and like spoke to my soul, but I am telling people to read GoPro.
That's so not you, Whit.
Yeah, Carrie has it right there.
There we go.
Which is also a fabulous book. It's also a fabulous book. And what I like about that one is it's a really quick read. So I feel like it's not like, it doesn't take people so long to get through. I'll still recommend that book, but I like recommending a book that you truly, truly are passionate about right out of the book.
Yeah. Help them fall in love and then go from there.
Yeah. Anyways, really good stuff. I really appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Yay. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
On my team call. Yeah. Yeah.
I can visit you.
Okay.
6 o'clock, right?
Okay. Bye, guys.
Oh, can we get one picture?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody smile pretty. 1, 2, 3. Oh, did I do it? 1, 2, 3. It's not working. There we go.
Oh, wait. I think I was looking down. Hold on.
Okay, one more. I was pressing the wrong button. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you so much, Lauren. I appreciate you so much. That was awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I forgot to stop the recording.